What's up, guys? It's Sideshow here with another Valorant analysis video, and this time I'm taking a look at some Brazilian Valorant. I am working on a Killjoy video at the moment. It's going to be fairly highly produced. That's why it's taking a while to make. It might even be split up into multiple parts at this point. But having seen Killjoy in a couple of tournaments so far, I think now is a good time to be able to analyze her early gameplay. But that is not this. This was just born out of, I was watching a Brazilian tournament, the On Fire Cup, with some of the top Brazilian teams, including Gamelanders, who I assumed would be great, but they haven't played for a while. And this is me kind of dipping my toes into the Brazilian scene and seeing how they play. Are the players good? Well, here's a little rundown before we get into the video. So far, from what I've seen, the players' individual skill, excellent. The mechanical skill is on point. They play at a super high tempo, really fast, really aggressive a lot of the time. Their defaulting is not that great, and their game sense is sometimes pretty bizarre, especially in the slower kind of paced rounds, but the high tempo gameplay is all fantastic, and it's really fun to watch. And they make mental plays, which is what we're going to describe here. It's just a truly mental play. So, all right, let's take a look at the setup. So, Anunciaque, which is this team who are, they seem like they're an all right team. They're pretty decent. They're not at the top level, but they're taking Team 1, who are a top level team, pretty close in this series. So they can't be too bad. So here they've got a setup where they're stacking 3 over on A on the split side. This is the pistol round, right? So Anunciaque have just got over to this. So they're going to have their Omen smoke deep on mid to indicate there could be some kind of mid aggression going on. They've got their Sova, who can recon dart towards this kind of area. Unusual to even be playing a Sova on split for sure, but with Sage no longer in the meta, it does open you up to those kind of options. But basically what we want to be paying attention to is the B site here, and specifically rankioshi, this Jett player. The Jett is going to be looking basically towards mailroom and mid to watch for a B split push, while the Cypher has his cam watching B main. And as you see the round play out here, I'm just going to take us back to the normal view. Let's take a look at what happens, because the attacking team is clearly set up here for a B push. They're going to push 4 players into B, and they're going to have 1 player lurk. So this Cypher is going to be able to lurk up through mid once the pressure is created in B main. That's what the rope smoke is for as well, to indicate there might be multiple players coming mid. But the majority of this, you can see, it's just going to be a fairly default hard hit into the B site. So let's take a look at how this execute plays out. It's a boombot goes forward at the beginning, pushes away any early aggression that might be happening in B main. They get the knowledge that all of that kind of area is clear. These B defenders here that the boombot is coming out. So Govern activate. I have no idea how to pronounce that guy's name, by the way. I'm just saying it, Govern. He activates his cam, and he's able to take a look and see that there are indeed going to be multiple players pushing here. He just knows that by the fact of where the boombot is where it is. Now, I want to pay a little bit of attention here to the attacking execution, even though we're going to be focusing on the defensive Jett overall. So the execution here is, oops, let's take it back a little bit further, sorry, because we just missed what was happening there. We'll put it on the split screen view as well. You can see after he gets some information in the cam and comes out, what we're looking at is the Omen sending a blind basically straight down this avenue, which comes out here and is going to push all the way down this kind of area. It's going to catch anybody that's playing the off angle towards B main. At the same time, they're going to be sending a raise nade from the back over here to bounce off and land at the default kind of spot, right behind where my webcam is, basically. And then they're going to have their Jett dash in as well. So what this does is, it's a very nice execution overall. The Rainer flash also comes through B main. So if you're watching B main directly, you're flashed. If you're trying to hold it from the default position down here, you're going to get raise naded. If you try and back off towards this B site proper, you're going to get flashed. It's a pretty thorough pistol round execute coming around from the attackers. But what they don't anticipate is the AC-130 Jett, which is happening right now. So already this rotation has come in. The boombot has triggered a rotation from the Sova player, who was holding in A heaven. So he's come around like this. And these 2 A players are going to be on the fast rotate as well. But watch the Jett, man. Watch this Jett playing from B heaven. And as the Cypher cage, as this cyber cage is activated, which goes up like this and blocks a bunch of the vision in this area, this Jett has dashed from B heaven into the air and is now going to descend on the players from Team 1 with a shorty in hand. In a rifle round, this is not advisable because people are going to see it and you're going to get gunned out of the air. It is possible that you'd be able to execute a strat like this with a judge or something, but incredibly unlikely. But in a pistol round where you can't just get accurately sprayed out of the air, this ends up being hyper effective. So the cyber cage goes down, the Jett is now just dropping onto people, and as she drops down, takes the omen down to really weak health with the first shot, finishes him off with the second. That's actually the bomb, the spike that gets dropped here as well. Look how much time this is buying too for the rotates. This Sova is already in a hell position. The Cypher is able to take this good angle on rafters. These two guys are going to be able to get basically all the way to CT before they've planted the bomb because this play is so disruptive. Meanwhile, let's take a look at this from the Jett's point of view. Because the Jett has utilized the cover from the cyber cage and has put down her own smoke and is now playing in this angle. So they've managed to get the early pick on the omen that was stood here. They've also got an angle from the guy in hell who's taken advantage of the chaos that this has created to grab another pick onto the Reyna as well, who was just desperately trying to kill this Jett. The Jett is now able to play in B main and defend the spike and gets another kill. And so the player in hell, the fast rotator, was able to get a pick. This Jett has now been able to get 2 picks. And so we're in a situation, if we go back to the minimap view, where the lurker, this lurking Cypher, is now having to play a huge responsible role in this fight. Because they are now the only player that hasn't been snarled up in this mess at B main. You know, the Jett dashed through, and they're going to be able to take a position in backside. And the Cypher is playing from rafters. But these two players must now save the round from the attackers. And it's just not feasible. It simply isn't feasible. The spike is down. Honestly, lucky that this Jett does not die here to QCK. But not quite able to do it. But this boombot as well, the boombot comes in from the Raze, who is retaking from CT side as the Raze and Omen repush that angle. They managed to get the trade kill on the Cypher and the kill on the Jett immediately here, which is just some coincidental timing, but they were almost guaranteed this round win in the 3v2 just based on what they had accomplished, even though the lurk comes through at a pretty perfect time from the Cypher. It's a good attacking execute from Team 1, don't get me wrong, but this absolute bananas play I felt needed highlighting because not only is it creative and efficient, it is indicative of everything that Brazilian Valorant has shown itself to be in the short time that I've been able to watch, which is fucking bonkers. It is bonkers aggressive. And sometimes that results in clown fiestas, but sometimes it results in brilliant, aggressive retakes, aggressive site takes, and sheer genius like this. I mean, just wild. If Mixwell isn't doing this in his games in a couple of weeks' time, I've lost faith. It's so cool. It's so cool.